Well, I will tell you about our food. For one thing, this is not diet food. It's not. Needless to say, now if you're on a diet, I wouldn't really come in here. But if you want taste, this is the place to be.
My name's David Brooks, part owner of Brooks Sandwich House, 2710 North Brevard Street here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I happen to be the other part of Brooks Sandwich House. I'm Scott Brooks. David's my identical twin brother, and we're equal partners in Brooks Sandwich House, home of the best hamburger in the world. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina, the north part of town. This used to be called North Charlotte. Now it is titled NODA, which means North Davidson. This is an arts district. We had a few struggling artists come through. Thought it was a pretty cool area. It was a run-down area. But needless to say, they saw something a little bit more so than others did.
Yeah, Dad is probably the most unique person I've ever met in my life. Anyone that could come from painting a car to making a hamburger is just absolutely beyond belief. But you know, he had the vision and he was willing to take that chance.
His primary customers were mill workers, truckers, railroad workers, and just general laborers. Every once in a while, you may have a white-collar person come in here. I'd say about at least 93–4% were generally blue-collar people. Needless to say, he made it work. A lot of people around, especially in the neighborhood, thought he should open up a convenience store. And Dad assured them the only thing that he was worried about was getting people fed fast enough. And he was here 41 years later. It's still like that.
Now, probably 10 years before he opened up here in '73 is when he started with his little sauce pot. I can remember back in the mid-'60s, you got maybe 3 television stations, and on Saturday night you always had about 3 things to look forward to: the local news, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, and my father's chili. And it was so great. We look forward to that. That's the only thing that we look forward to on Saturday night, because we knew we'd get the same thing all the time, and we never wanted anything other than that. It was just great.
Well, that's as I said, that's a family recipe, and that's a secret recipe, if you will. And you're looking at the only 2 people who know how to make it right now. Believe it or not, my dad does not know how to make it. Our chili simply enhances the flavor of anything you put it on, period. Quite a few people have tried to buy it. They've tried to trade us out of it. We've had people try to trick us out of it, and we've had people try to steal it before. And that's really amazing. People never cease to amaze me. But so far we've kept it under wraps, and as far as I know, he and I are the only ones that know how to make it. This is my kind of place. I love to hear that, because we do hear quite a bit. And the gentleman from New York that I talked to today, this is my kind of place, if I can quote him. Maybe sometime he'll see that in Ithaca, New York.
Probably, I would say, an average of 350 to 500 customers every day, on an average. I would recognize at least 75% of them, and then 25% are probably new customers, and that's on a daily basis. Whereas a few years ago, you would see maybe 10% new customers, but my new customer base has grown just by leaps and bounds probably over the last 5 years.
Oh man, let's talk about the food. Let's talk about the reason we're here. Actually, we have a rather limited menu here at Brooks, but if it's between a hamburger bun, we'll try to put it together anyway. So hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, smoked sausage sandwiches, bologna sandwiches, liver mush sandwiches, and of course we expand out to breakfast as well. We'd like to think that we have one of the best, if not the best, hamburger in the entire world.
My grill looks like...
Smoking.
It's smoking, but I can give you a picture of what it looks like on the right-hand side. I've got my hot dogs piled up, and right in the middle, in the center of my grill, I've got 16 hamburger patties that I put on there, smash out, turn over, and cook.
Needless to say, it cooks up nice and juicy anyway. Taste-wise, I can't tell you if it's got that chili on it. That makes a bad hamburger taste good.
I guess part of one of our specialty sandwiches, especially in the morning, is called liver mush. Now there are 2 or 3 different brands, and of course there are more opinions probably than there are brands of liver mush. Basically what liver mush is a mixture of cornmeal, pork liver, and spices. And it's formed into a loaf. You can cut it in slices, put it on the grill, and it is so good.
Yeah, they come in and ask for a specific brand. I just have 2, and for the most part, they won't leave empty-handed. They'll get something else to eat until their next time they come in. Maybe they'll get lucky and their brand will be on the grill. But I do have loyalties to both companies, and we're going to keep it that way, at least for the time being. But you really need to try a liver mush sandwich with our signature chili on it. It's to die for, man.
Well, our philosophy is that's simple. You just put out the best product you can for the fairest price that you can. People will come. It's worked for 41 years. Our meat is all fresh, never frozen. And I think the only thing that you can get here frozen is French fry, and maybe a fish sandwich if you want that. Probably the last 15 years, our product is so simple because we've stuck to the same premise. We've got 3 basic ingredients we put on a hamburger, and that's mustard, onions, and chili. And of course, you know, my dad worked on that chili recipe for a long time, and it's worked then, and it's worked now. You see so many people trying to add more product to a sandwich and try to make it, try to improve it, and I just don't think it works like that. I mean, if you found something that works good, don't try to improve it. If people buy it, sell it to them, and just keep on doing the same thing.
Laurie, don't sing. It don't sound good out here.
You kind of feel she got a bad voice.
She got a horrible voice. There is nothing good about that voice.